Yes, big ups everyone. Oh man, what an awful blinking start. 6.5 minutes is not my usual MO. Do apologise for that. Blinking just took way longer to get ready than I thought it would. But look, nonetheless, big ups everyone who is tuning in. I'm excited to talk about this game. And again, Champions League games I can't watch right now. It's annoying. I end up not being able to watch the games on the weekend due to late finishes at work and whatnot, and then being busy when I got home. It was disappointing, but I was happy to see that United beat Liverpool and Liverpool go 4 games in a row without a win. But nonetheless, I'm excited to talk about today, or tomorrow night as it is, and the Villarreal game. So apologies that I can't watch that game. I do want to, but I literally can't. It's out of my power. But nonetheless, let's shift the focus onto the game and look at what we should be doing in terms of our starting 11. Before we do starting 11, we're actually going to look at what the travelling squad was so that we can accurately say what we want to see. So I will just finish off getting the kit colours and whatnot done. Villarreal, by the way, not saying that anyone is doing this, but we've really got to be worried about them to a level. Big ups to you, Julia. How you doing? You know, we have got to be wary of them to an extent because they are a very good team at the moment. I believe they're 3rd in the Liga, which I don't believe that's above Real Madrid or Barca, but it's above either one of those two or Atletico. So, you know, it's above those guys, at least one of them. So they're having a pretty good season to an extent. And I'm excited to talk about it. So let's shift over to not the lineup builder, but Sissy Extras Twitter and the 22-man travelling squad. Donnarumma, Trafford, Bettinelli are the goalkeepers coming. Luis, Nunes, Stones, Diaz, Ake, Vardy, Nuri, O'Reilly are defensive units. Nico, Gonzalez, Kova, Reinders, Bernardo, Foden, Sheki, Bob Savinio, Marmoush, and Doku have all journeyed here. So that's most of the main squad to my knowledge. I'm trying to think of who's missing. But big thing, it's good to see that Nuri's not is in the team, is in the squad. Even if he doesn't play, it's good that he's in the squad. Hopefully he can get some minutes in. And I just want to clarify, I don't want him to play this game because I think this is a difficult one, and I'd rather O'Reilly, someone who's more fresh and in form, start because I think we've got to go strong here. You know, Villarreal are a good team. They are a force to be reckoned with. And so we'll treat them like it. But let me know who you guys want to see in the 11. I've got a decent idea because, well, it's been not doing too bad, to say the least. So, let's share the tab. Now then, we will start with our goalkeeper, and that is Gianluigi Donnarumma. Again, he's just been brilliant, saving the month, you know, to a clean sheet again on the weekend against Everton. What more could you want from a player? You know, he's been so good since coming in. You know, it's night and day, really, isn't it? He's been absolutely superb. Wait, that's sorry. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, so he's been absolutely brilliant. I don't think there's really anything from the squad. I've just remembered. Hopefully he can be back relatively soon, and Rodri. Now then, we'll go up to the other end of the field, get like the obvious pick of Haaland out the way. He's superb at the moment. You know, just got to keep playing him, really, haven't we? Got to keep playing him. He's been absolutely unreal. He's scored in like 10 consecutive games, I think. I'm not entirely sure. It might be 11. Now then, back two is pretty easy of these two. And we're absolutely throwing in O'Reilly because he's been very, very good. He's been absolutely brilliant. An assist on the weekend. There's no one else I want to see at left back right now, I know he's got to fight for that spot, come off the bench, impress, If O'Reilly has a bad game, let Aït-Nouri come in. It's not easy to do. I'm putting Nunes at right back as well. Apparently he had a very, very good game against Everton. And, Everton are a good team. I rate them. Are they Villarreal level now? Probably not. But, for me, he's earned this spot. Apparently he's really, really good against Everton. Now then, into the pivot. I'm going for Kova. Because maybe not, actually. It might be a little bit too soon for Kova. We'll go for Nico G, because I'm pretty sure it worked well last time around. So we'll go Nico G. We're going to put Reinders alongside him. Pretty standard stuff right now. Foden behind Haaland again. Foden playing a lot better recently. On the right, I'm going for Cherki. I do want to see him. Apparently, he was super, super good off the bench as well against Everton. Apparently he was really, really good. So I'm excited to see this guy play. So I'm yet to actually watch him start live since the beginning of the Premier League season. Obviously, his injury doesn't help with that, but you know what I'm saying. And off the left, we're going Doku. Again, Doku's just been very, very good. I do want to see Marmoush, and I really do hope he gets some valuable minutes in this game. Minutes are key for any player coming back from injury. But for now, against a team that is good and is not going to be easy, I'd rather pick the players that really earned it and whatnot. Right wing is the only spot in this team right now that I really think isn't really solidified. I don't think Reinders has reached his full potential. I don't think he's hit his truest of heights yet. I believe Reinders has got an extra level to go to be honest. I think he's been solid so far, Reinders. Has he been getting goals and assists? No, not really. Not since the first game. Picked up a couple of assists here and there. But I do believe Reinders is going to elevate his game to another level. My personal belief. But big up to you, Julia, for commenting. But the only reason I've really slotted Cherki in is because I still think the right wing is the one area in this team that no one's really taken yet. It's tough to say. Savinho last game, it's been Bob a bit. It's been Bernardo, and so I'm willing to throw Cherki in. As long as he's fit and ready, of course. I don't want to throw him into a game that he's not fit and ready for. So if he's not quite full fitness, sure, go Savinho or Bob, I don't really mind. I'm absolutely fine with either of those two. But let's come back over to City Extra. Let me know if you guys disagree with anything I've said and any other players you want in there, and we can talk about it. Nico's reaction about the praise from Pep. Of course, I like that. I like to hear someone saying good things about me. So I hope my parents are proud of me. Big ups to him. And Pep on Nico. I have the feeling he's getting better and better. It's not easy sometimes arriving in a new club and playing a different style to maybe playing in the past. But we're really pleased with his behaviour, and I'm pretty sure he'll be better and better by month, year by year. And because he's so coachable and open-minded and a lovely, lovely guy, his mum and dad has to be so proud and how he is as a human being and player. And I have the feeling every game he's better and better. Well, big ups to him, man. That's a lot of praise, man. It's a lot of praise. Nico Gonzalez and Rodri. He's one of the captains, and that's really an important role in this team. And he tries, especially to the young players, advise us, make us understand the way we want to play. Oh, my apologies, Blues. It's been a long one. Nico, I'm really, really happy in the Premier League. Very good. Nico on individual coaching from Pep. When to move as a midfielder, you need to move a lot. You have to run a lot, but you also need to move in the right moment, and that is, for example, some things that I've been working with a lot with him. He's trying to make me realise when I have to move to be the man free, and maybe that's the most important thing. When I talk to him, he always says, when I have the ball, I can keep the ball, play, but the moment I have to move is really important to be alone. Nico on Rodri, when he's playing, he's so good, it makes us play really, really good. Again, everyone knows how crucial Rodri is to the team. From the players to the staff, Nico, the main idea, I think I already understood before coming to Man City. Excuse me. Which is something that I think helped me to get used to playing in here in just 9 months. Since I arrived, I think we've improved a lot. I think this year you can see in the last month and a half there's a different feeling, that everything is going really well. I think at the end of last season we did really good, but now I feel we can do great things. On working with Pep, it's really nice, but hard because you always have to keep improving. He wants the best from everyone, which is why he's the best. And that's really good for me. I think in the last months I've improved a lot, and that's why I play football, to become the best I can. And I think I'm doing a good job. And I will skip on to Barca now. Shaky's one of the huge talents I've ever seen in my career. Technically, individually, he's top. The question is how he settles and what we want to do. How he reads and started really well, but after had a few weeks off, step by step. I had a feeling, not all the time, but the ball comes to him, the situation's better, but not all the time. He has to play making exceptional things. He has to play just football. But he has something that the pass running in the moments with Everton, or the many things he can do, and he's a guy I like a lot. He doesn't feel pressure, always wants to play the ball like a street player. Give me the ball. But it's a short time here. He needs a little bit of time. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Every player needs time to adjust. Some players get it like that. Some players get it in a season. Rodri's travelled with the squad, by the way, despite his injury. And that does not mean he'll be featuring, FYI. He is ruled out. Good thing O'Reilly is with the squad, despite the knock. Yeah, big ups. Yeah, Rodri sidelined for at least another week, he says. So, we'll see how it goes with Rodri. Do you have a score prediction? I'm predicting a 1-0 win for City. I think it's going to be close. I think Villarreal will make it difficult. I think Villarreal are a good team. They are not going to be the easiest team ever. They're currently third, 1 point above Atletico and Betis, 5 behind Barca, 7 points behind Madrid. Have a look at how they set up a little bit. Again, a team that doesn't seem to be the biggest on having the ball. Anthony with 2 goals there. It doesn't seem to mind not having the ball. Again, you can see here, don't really have the ball. Here, haven't got the majority of the ball, but they do well with the ball that they do have. Again, all these games are a team that doesn't have the ball, so you can expect City to have a lot of the ball, but that kind of benefits Villarreal to a level. They want us to have the ball so they can play the way they play, it seems. But they're not unbeatable. Tottenham beat them not too long ago. So hopefully we can do the business as well. Of course, they'll be hosting us. We'll be on our way to Spain to take them on. So we'll see how it goes. They're on 17 points. Yeah, I mean, they're having a good season. They're having a very good season. 2 losses and 2 draws. So, it's not too bad. In 9 games. Oh, Girona still bottom. Oh, man. I feel so bad for Vital Hayes, man. Didn't want him to go there. I don't think many of us did. But, well, it is what it is. Again, let me know if you disagree with this 11, by the way. It's fine if you do. I don't mind changing it. Yeah, Rodri ruled out for Villa and Aston Villa. Villarreal and Aston Villa. So, yeah, he's sadly out for a bit. But oh well, we'll find a way hopefully. So I'm just watching a bit of Shirky's player. Man, he is so good. Aston Villa on the up. Yeah, got a big win. We'll have a quick look at the Premier League. Of course, Brentford and West Ham are playing. But yeah, Villa, they got a big win. 3 wins in a row now, after that really, really bad start. Yeah, they're doing a lot better. It was an awful start for them. Something just was not clicking. But about time they've clicked their act back together. It's a shame it's happening now because, well, we'll be playing them soon. They're on 4 wins in a row. No, 5 wins in a row. And 8 unbeaten if you don't include losing on penalties. 8 unbeaten in the 90. I know Morgan Rogers scored a big goal in the Tottenham game. It's important for him, really. Apparently, he's had a bumpy start to the season as well. I was watching the Everton match on my City Plus as a subscription. Hey, big ups. Yeah, I heard that the game was a pretty good one. Heard that despite our, seemingly comfortable 2-0, I did hear that we did leave gaps in the defence. Everton had 5 shots, 1 on target. Probably should have scored 1 as well, from what I read. So, it's not too... we still got a long way to go as a team. I don't think City are quite fully back, despite 8 games or something unbeaten now. We're on a really, really good run, and we need to continue it. We need to bring our confidence through now, especially ahead of this. If we can continue to go unbeaten against Villarreal, Villa, Swansea, Bournemouth, and Dortmund, okay, bear in mind, we're going to have 3 home games in a row soon. And I don't think Liverpool will keep losing until November 9th. I think that's unrealistic. But, okay, it would be so good to hit them whilst they're down like this. Yes, big ups to you, Vista City. How you doing, man? We're just looking at City and our form right now. I'll show you my predicted 11. Let me know if you've got any input, what you want to change. Feel free to let me know. Liverpool are genuinely so bad. Man, genuinely, bro, losing to Palace, sure, 1-off. They're a very good team. Palace, they are a force to be reckoned with. Losing to Galatasaray, all right, Champions League night. It's away from home. Turkey's a tough place to go, especially Galatasaray's home ground. Fine. Losing to Chelsea. All right, something's stinking here. What are we doing? Losing to United. Like, United, that is something else. No offense to Manchester. Well, actually, I don't really care whether I offend Man United or not, but I don't mean it as a diss to them. I mean it as a diss to Liverpool, man. Like, United are so poor right now. You know, it was merely a month ago that we smashed them up 3-0. You know, that they hardly had a look in. You know, had a couple shots here and there, but they never really looked like getting in it. But in this one, Liverpool were losing from the second minute to the 78th. And even when they tied it all up, they couldn't fight their way back in. You know, 17 shots with 6 on target. United with 10 and 3, about half in both areas. Credits to Harry Maguire, yeah, man. Big goal. I know it was mainly a story for Liverpool of not taking your chances, man, but it's not an excuse, man, you know. It's not. Like, you have to take your chances. Yeah, especially, like, I'd be kicking myself if we had 17 shots with 6 on target and we lost the game. You know? I'd absolutely be kicking myself. I probably have kicked myself, you know? You have to look at a bit more than just, oh, we couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Sure, it does come down to that, but has it been that story for your last 3 games? For your last 4? You know? Because if it... One-offs, sure, fine. Okay, but 4 in a row? You don't have 4 in a row one-offs. That's called bad form. By the way, is it possible for me to get a mod? If not, it's alright. I did have mod on the other account, and then it got banned. Oh, this is City. My only thing is that this account got made today. So, as much as you are being chill right now, I don't think you're the real This Is City, because the real This Is City's account is still up and got made in April. So, I'm going to say no This Is City, because I'm not sure. But look, in terms of the game, this is my predicted 11. Only thing I can really see changing here is the right wing, maybe one of the players in the pivot, maybe left wing as well, you know, potentially right back, you know, those are the only real adders. I think Reinders and Foden and Haaland and these 3 are nailed on, plus Donnarumma. I think it's only Nunez, Sheki, Doku, and maybe Nico. That could be interchangeable, but I'm pretty confident on the rest. So look, this is short. I'll be streaming here very soon. When you start streaming and whatnot, bro, yeah, when you start streaming and whatnot, and I know it's you for a fact, then absolutely I'll give you mod. But until you start streaming, I just can't. I just can't quite do it. But look, big ups to everyone who tuned in. I do appreciate it. Now, I am sorry that I can't do the stream tomorrow. It's because I can't get Champions League games, which is annoying. Is Savinho reliable? I just don't know right now. You know, reliable to be at the game, yeah, sure, and whatnot. Okay, I just don't know where I stand with Savinho. You know, I want to give him more chance. I want to give him more chances and whatnot, and I'm willing to. You know, that's not me saying I'm sick of him. You know, I'm more than willing to. And when he walks out onto the field, if he does, I'm going to cheer him on. But we'll see how it goes. Big ups to Savinho. I really hope if he does play, he has a good game, because I want this guy to hit form. But anyway, Blues, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate the support as per usual. This is City Shorts, Julia, Thomas Wilson, you know, this is City Shorts. I'm not sure if it's you for real, but we'll see. Big ups to you all, Blues, and I'll see you all in the next one.